Okay, guys, let's get started. Is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so today we are going to talk about first important thing we're going to talk about is collection. Okay, and then we will talk about loops because in order to go over the collection, you need loops. That's the in real world, that's the main usage of the loops. So we have three different types of elements or data types that we can use to store multiple data. Okay, so far if you have to store somebody's name, you will create a string variable. But if I have asked you to store 30 students name, okay, of this class, you're not going to create 30 string variables for each of those names. Okay, so in order to do when you have multiple elements to store, let's say if I tell you, hey, retrieve all the account records that are available in your Salesforce org, you're not going to do one record at a time and put it into one account variable. You need some kind of collection to hold those number of records. So in that case we can use either list. Okay, other option we have is a set, and then we have is a map. There is a difference between list, set, and map. Now what is the difference between list and map? Okay, so list is also for collection of elements, set is also for collection of element, and map is a key value pair. Now the list is basically is an ordered collection of elements. Ordered collection of elements means the way you have added the elements in the list, it is the same order those will be added into the memory. Okay, so let's say I want to create a list of strings. So I will use the keyword list. Then I have to specify what type of list it is, means what kind of elements this list will have. Is it a list of integer values? Is it a list of string values? Is it a list of account records? Is it a list of opportunities? So if it is a list of string value, you're going to say list of string. And then, okay, now let's say you have two lists, right? And one is a list of integer, another one is a list of string. So you have to give a name, right, to those lists. So then this is going to be a name. So you can say the name of the list can be anything, and I have used names as the name of this list. Is equals to, you're going to use the equals to operator, and then new, again the new operator, list of string. This is one way of declaring a string, and then you're going to have these open braces and close braces. This is how you create a list. Okay, similarly if I have to create a list of account, I will say list. Then what kind of records I am storing? Account record. So you will say account. So you cannot put a lead record into it. Similarly, if it is a list of string, you can only store string values into it. You cannot store integer values. Okay, and here let's say the name of this list is, I'll call it as list of accounts. That is the list name I have given, is equals to new of list. Okay, and then again you have to specify what type of list it is, and then you will use these braces to close it. So this is, you have created a list. Now how do you add elements to the list? So you will say names, that is the name of the list, dot add. Okay, and then you will say, let's say the first name you added is Hemant. Let's say this is the name you have added. Similarly you will say names dot of add John. So that's the second. So the way you have added the elements, it will be stored in the memory in the same way. And list can have duplicate values, whereas a set cannot have a duplicate value. Okay, so for example, now in this case I'm creating a list here, and the first element I am adding is Hemant. So this Hemant will go at the index of 0. You can retrieve elements from the basis of the index also. So index will always start with 0. This whole list is called as names, Okay, and if I say names of 0, it will give me Hemant. Okay, what element is available at index of 0? Hemant. John will go at index of 1. If you add more elements, it will keep continuing it. So it is, list is a ordered collection of elements, and it can have duplicates. Okay, list allows duplicates. Now that is the main difference between a list and a set. Okay, so what is a set here? Set basically is a unordered collection. The way you have added inside, the way you have added elements in a set does not matter. It could be random, but it is for unique elements. Okay, so if you try to add a duplicate, those duplicates will not get added. It's not that it's going to give you any error message, it is just that those duplicates will not be added. So if I say set, okay, and set of, I would say string here, and I'll say this is a set of string, let's say set of names is equals to new, same the way you did, but instead of list keyword we are using a set keyword, and then string, and then these braces and semicolon. Okay, this is a semicolon. So if you have to add elements, you will use the same set of names dot of add, and then you will add, let's say John. There is no concept of indexing in set. In list you have a concept of indexing, right? First element will go at index of 0, second element will go at index of 1, and so forth. In the case of set, there is no concept of indexing. You cannot retrieve the elements by their index. Okay, so then you have set of names dot of add, and let's say you try to add Steve. Okay, and then you have another set of names dot of add, and you try to add another name, John. What will happen is in the final list set, only two elements would be stored. One is John, okay, and another one is Steve. So no duplicates. This John is not going to be stored in the set because a set does not allow duplicate values. Okay. Similarly, if you have created a set of IDs, okay, so set of ID, if you have created, so you are going to only have unique IDs to be created, to be stored inside of the set. So this is the major difference between list and a set. And in list, you have multiple methods, and you can take a look at those methods by going over to the developer. So if you go over to here, list apex class, it will tell you what all different methods it has. So if you scroll down, list class has these many methods that are available. Add element, if you want to add an element at a particular index, you can use this method. Add all, if you want to add from another list to your main list, you can use this method. So these are a lot of methods that are available in the list class. Similarly, if you want to take a look at the set class, set also will have methods. Now let's do some examples around list. So here I'm going to go here, and we will go over to the list, and you have to tell me what each of them is doing. Any
Deepika,
question so far?
can
Yeah.
I have one question? So, Deepika,
Yes.
what I understood, like in list, we may the things are going to save like in an ordered way, and in the set it is unordered way. That's what I understood.
Hmm.
And but in list we can have the duplicate values. Is it like that?
Yes, you can have duplicate values, whereas in set you cannot have duplicate values. If you try to add duplicate values in a set, it will not get added.
So, Deepika, like in that similar context, I have a question. In which scenario, like we are going to decide, like, okay, hey, like in this case, we can use a list or the.
Usually
Mhm.
what you do is you basically first retrieve everything from the database in a form of a list. Okay, and then if you want some uniqueness, okay, out of those lists, if there are any duplicate records, you basically convert that list into a set, and you get a unique collection of elements. There is no right or wrong in using one versus the other. It depends on your business requirement. If your business requirement says, hey, I need a unique set of IDs, then that is basically is used for set. If the uniqueness doesn't matter, you're concerned about the 100 records that are there, then you, in that case, you will use list. So it depends on requirement to requirement. There is no right that, okay, you have to always use a list versus a set. No, depending upon, if your requirement is to store uniqueness, then you will go for a set. If not, then you will stay with a list. And generally you will see in real world combination of both is being used, like sometimes lists to fetch the elements, and then if they want to create a set of unique IDs, they create a set for those things. Okay.
I have a question. If let's say if you have a set and you have
Hmm.
individuals both the same name, let's say John, two Johns, but can you make more criteria for them? Can you make like their date of birth or their social security number or something like that, a certain set of criteria where differentiate both of them from being two different separate individuals
Yes,
and still put them in
very
a set?
excellent question. That is basically, you can decide the equality. Then you have to override this method called as equals, in which you can specify on what criteria you want to call these things as equal. In string, it is by default, it will go and look for the names and it will just do it based on that. But you can override that equals method to decide, okay, at, because how do you know two accounts are equal or not, right? If you wanted
Right.
to do something like that, you can override this equals method, and we can do an example of this tomorrow, because I
Great.
don't have that right now, but we can take a look at it.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, you can set up your own equality, and you can say that, okay, this two things are considered equal. Now, in the case of a list, there are certain methods that are available. So if you wanted to add, let's remember I created a list and used this add method. So add method is to add an element to a list. So for example, you created a list of name called fruits. Inside of this, you added an element called apple. So the apple will be added to this list. If you have another list, okay, and you wanted to add all the elements from that list into your main list, you can use this list one dot add all list two. So list one will have the elements of list two added onto it. Okay. Get index. So if you want to know fruits dot of get 0, that means what is the element at index of 0. So in this case, apple was the element we added, so apple will be at the index of 0, so it will retrieve the element at that given index. Because in the case of list, every element gets an index, and the index starts from 0. If you want to set an element at a specific index, then you will say set, you'll say that, okay, if let's say you had a list here, fruits, and you had apple, orange, banana, let's say this is just a simple list I'm using, 0 1 2. And if you say, hey, fruits dot of set 1 uh, peach, so in that case, this orange will be pushed and peach will be at index of 1, then orange would be so index of 1 will have peach instead of orange. Okay, so that is the updates element at a given position. So it will replace orange and put peach in there.
It won't move
Okay.
orange over to another place. It'll just
It won't.
eliminate it.
It will just replace it. It says updates element at a given position.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the methods that are available in the list. Similarly, if you want to calculate the size, returns the number of elements, how many, and this is very, very important method, size, which basically tells how many elements are there in a particular list. Okay, if you want to check if that list contains a particular element, then you have a contains method, and you can pass in the value you are checking for. And if that value exists, it will return you true. Otherwise, it will return false. Sort, if you want to sort the elements in ascending order. So if, let's say, we are using a string, so string is basically, we'll do it in the ascending order. The apple will come first, then banana, and then so forth. Clear, if you want to remove all the elements from the list, you have a clear method. Okay, so important point again here, what are lists? Lists are ordered. Lists allow duplicates and great for storing query results or data to insert, update in bulk. So if you are doing an insert operation, you will store all those records into a list, and then you will do a single insert to insert all those elements of that list. So you don't have to write multiple insert statements to insert each record. You first put all those records into a list, and then you will do a single insert statement to push all those elements at once into the database. Okay, we will talk about DML later, but just to understand the purpose here, let's say you created 20 account records. Then you will add those 20 account records onto a list, and then you will say insert list of accounts. Okay, and let's say that list name is list of accounts. So insert list of accounts. What it will do is, how, no matter what is the number of elements that are there in this list, all of those will get inserted into the database at one stretch. Okay, now let's do an example on a list, and then we will do on set, and then we will talk about map. Any questions so far, guys?
I have a question. I've seen in some examples, instead of just when declare the list, instead of just list like account name equals new account, they have a variable like I don't know, a string something equals list of accounts. Can you explain that too?
Okay, you have to send me what exactly are you looking for. Do you have it? Can you send me, like, can you paste it? Because or let, one second, let me write this one down. Yeah, tell me what is it?
I have to find the example, but I've seen somewhere that when you declare the list, instead of just writing list account name equals new list account, they have like they declare a variable, and then
Like this?
no,
Is it like this?
So,
This is a for loop.
no, I'm not talking about for loop. I'll find that
because what,
example and send it
so
over.
Deepa, what he's trying to say is, so let's say we have a list and variable, and some other variable getting assigned to that variable. So that variable might be having list of some objects that is getting assessed.
Yeah.
So you can create list of account,
Okay.
close it, just create a variable account list
Mhm.
equals to some another list of account. We are assigning something.
Yeah, so you're putting the
Yeah.
other, another list. Let's say you have another list here, so which is equals to second list, let's say, and this second list is also a list of account, correct?
That's not what I asked, but I'll find an example. I'll send it over.
Okay. Okay, yeah, send it over, and then we'll look into it. So let me remove all these. Okay, guys, so first tell me the output of this program. I gave you an overview of all the methods. Write the output in the chat window. Everybody, please do it so that you understand what I'm talking about. Is everybody done?
Not yet.
Okay, you only have 1 more minute. That's it. Okay, can I give the answers?
Yes.
Okay, so here we are creating a fruits list here. So we are going to go ahead and create a list here. We will call this as fruits. And first element we are adding is apple. So apple will go at an index of 0. Then we are adding banana. So that will go at index of 1. Then mango will go at index of 2 because this is an ordered collection. And again, an apple will go at index of 3. Then so the fruit list will be simple: apple, banana, mango, apple. Fruits, first fruit of 0, it will give you apple here. List size 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 elements are there. Size is going to be 4. Contains mango. Yes, so this is going to give you true. Fruits dot sort. So it will be apple, banana, mango. And then you have is fruits dot sorts. The sorted list would be, this would be the sorted list. And then after you remove everything, it will not have any element. So this is going to be an empty list. Okay. Now let's go ahead and debug this. So let's go to this debug, open execute anonymous window. How do I call this method?
List example dot run. List example one dot run.
List example one dot run. And execute. Okay, so first is apple, banana, mango, apple. Then first fruit is apple, size is 4, contains mango, true. Sorted list is apple, banana, mango. And then after clear, it is completely empty. Okay, so this is how you can create a list and use the methods of the list class. Now talking about a set. Okay, set has very similar methods. So set doesn't have anything to do with index. Set is an unordered collection of unique values. So always remember, it is an unordered collection. So you cannot predict the order, and it will always have unique values, meaning duplicates are automatically removed. You cannot access the elements by index in a case of a set. Sorry, this is not a list, but in the case of a set, you cannot access the elements by their index because the order is not predictable in a set. It is an unordered collection. So if I go ahead and do this example, set example here, I'm going to go to the class file, new set example. Okay, guys. So it has a very similar method. Now looking at the methods, can you figure out what those methods does? I think I missed something.
I think method name. I could be wrong.
Oh, sorry. I didn't have a public static void run.
But there's no duplicate, so it won't.
Okay, so tell me what's going to be the output here, guys. Write it in the chat. Are you guys done?
Almost done. Done.
Okay. Everybody. Okay,
Yes.
so now, okay, excellent. So we are creating a set variable of the type string, and the name of the variable is countries, and we are adding these countries into this set here. So since it is a set, what all countries will be added?
3 countries: India, USA, and Canada.
Very good. So it'll be 3 countries, India, USA, and Canada. Since this is a duplicate, it won't get added. Okay. So this is going to give you 3 countries, which are this. So the size would be 3. Does the countries contain USA? Yes. So this is going to give you true. Countries.remove Canada. So it will remove Canada. So what will be the new size? It would be India and USA. It removed Canada. After removing countries, it will be only these 2. Then they created another set here in which they have UK and Germany. And now they are saying countries.add more countries. So India, USA, and then you're adding UK and Germany to the same set. And then after adding more countries, this is going to be the final set here. And then they're removing everything and it becomes empty. Is your answers matches?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so the order doesn't matter. So it can result into the ordered collection, but you should never go up with the order of a set, because at runtime, you never know what it'll happen. So if you go here, debug only, first we see here, the duplicate country, which was India, was not added. It only has 3 countries. Then size is 3, contains USA. Yes, so that's why it is true. After you have removed Canada, it only has India and USA, and then you added Germany. So you can see here the order is abrupt. First Germany got added, then India, then UK, USA, and then after clear, everything got removed and you emptied out the set. Okay. Now let's talk about an important one before let me go to the so everybody is clear on the methods of the set as well. Okay. So let me repeat one more time, because add is just to add an element to a set. You have an add method. If you have another set, you wanted to add the elements from that collection onto this, you can use add all. Similarly, you can either add it from a different list or from a different set. It doesn't matter. Contains, if you want to check if the set contains a specific value, you will use contains method. If you want to remove a specific value from a given set, you can use the remove method. Size, it will tell you the size of the whole set. So like if there are 4 elements, it will tell you size will be 4. If there are 5 elements, it will give the size as 5. Clear, it will remove all the elements. Is empty, it will check if the set is empty. Okay. Clone, it creates a copy of the set. So if you want to create another set of string, which is a clone, means just create the exact copy of those elements, then you will use the clone method. Okay, I have another sheet here in which I wanted to see if you can give me the answers for these questions, but those uses map. So hold on, let's talk about map. Okay, map is a little different. Okay, in the case of map, you have a key and you have a value. Okay, key usually can be of the primitive data type, let's say string, id, number, integer, things like that. Okay, value can be anything. Value can be a list of string list, it could be a simple a string value, it could be list of accounts, it could be anything. Okay, so map usually stores data as key value pairs. Okay, and each key must be unique. Always remember that you cannot have duplicate keys. Each key must be unique. Each key maps to exactly one value. Okay, one value, what do you mean by one value is that, okay, it could be a list of string, but it is just mapped to that list. Okay, you cannot have two values with a particular key. You can quickly retrieve the values by their keys as well. Okay, so you can fetch the value part of the map using the key. Just like in the case of list, you had an index to retrieve. Similarly, map can be retrieved by the key as well. If you want to retrieve a given value at that specific key, you can fetch that. Okay, so there are a lot of methods that are available. Now let's first look at how to define a map. So I'm going to go ahead and use this example here, map example, and then we will go over each of those methods that are there in the map class. So here we have map example 1.
Deepika,
Okay.
the map one, can you please explain again? It's not clear to me.
Okay, I'm not done yet. So let's just understand what am I doing here. So okay. So here you can see this is how you create a map. Okay, first you will use the keyword map. Okay, and then you will define what is the type of your key. Okay, so it always will have a key value pair. You will store the data. If you have to store the data based on key value pair, let's say id is the key, and then the value can be the account record, the complete account record. Okay, so if there's this xxx, you have an account A, then at YYYID you have an account B. So something like this, when you have to store a key value table kind of structure, that's when you're going to use a map. Okay, map is going to be the one. And if you have to fetch a particular value at a given key, you can do that in a map. Okay, you can provide the key and you can fetch the value at that given. So here this you have to specify what is the data type of your key, what is the data type of your value. Okay, and then the name of the map, which is important, and then new of map, the same thing, just like you have declared a list, a set. Here the only difference is you have to provide the data type for the key as well as the data type for the map, sorry, for the value. And then new of map, string comma string. So whatever the data type you have used here, same data type will be over here as well. So this is how you declare a map. And here you don't use add method to add the elements. Here you use a put method. Okay, you use what kind of method? You use a put method. So put at this key, this is the key. Okay, put this value. Similarly, at this key, put this value. At this key, put this value. Okay, so the how many elements are there now? 3 elements are there. So this is going to be what is the key and what is the value. Okay, so key here is India and value is New Delhi. If you try to add another key with the same as India, it will replace that key with the new value. Okay, it's not going to add a duplicate key. You cannot have a duplicate key inside of a map. USA is another key it has, and then Washington DC is the value. Okay, And Canada is another key I have. And what is the value? Ottawa is the value. So this is the map you have created. And all I'm doing is just doing a debug of this country capital. This whole key value pair is nothing but country capital. Then if I have to figure out the value at a given key, so what is the USA here? USA is the key. So country capital dot get of USA, it is going to give me the value that is available at this given key. So this is going to give you Washington, DC. This is a method that is available in this map. Okay. If I say country capital dot get Canada, what it is going to give me? Ottawa. If I say country capital dot get India, it is going to give me New Delhi. Now they are trying to put India, comma Delhi. So what will happen is instead of New Delhi, the new value would be Delhi. Okay, so the old value will go and the new value will be Delhi in this case. So if I say country capital dot get India, now it will give me Delhi instead of the old value. So you cannot have duplicate keys. So if you're trying to add a element with a key that already exists, it will just replace the value with the new value. Okay, any questions so far?
When we use maps.
Okay, so map generally is used if you are working, you are going to be fetching data, right? So if you wanted to compare two lists or compare two, I would say, storing the list, usually it's used for comparison. If you have two lists, you wanted to sort the elements, put the elements of this list into a new list, things like that. When you will use a map. And the best way is, this is the generally the map you will create, map of ID comma the data type could be a map of ID comma account. So in those cases you will use a map. See, when you ask me real-time implications, the real-time implications would be storing in the form of key value pair. If you want to store, see here, if I say list of accounts, right? Then, and there are, let's say, 100 accounts. You're not going to say in the code, give me 99th, because you don't know what is stored at the 99th index, right? Because you're retrieving from the database, right? You don't know each record that is coming from the database. But if you have created a map of ID comma account, you can say that, okay, give me the record which is this ID. That way you know it will give you that particular account record. So that is when you will use a key value pair, when you have to tie a given account to an ID and you can easily access based on that ID of that account. Once we do these examples, I have another set of examples, then those things will get more clear when we are using map, and you will know that it's much more easier to work with maps than a list or a set, because it's, you know that, okay, based, if you created a key value pair, it's easy to access the account based on the ID. Otherwise, if you want a specific account from a list, you can't fetch that. There is no way. The only way is get of index, and you don't know what index it is going to be there. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense. Nice.
Yeah. So now here you are saying updated capital of India. So this is going to give you country capital dot get India is going to give you Delhi instead of New Delhi. If you remove Canada, it will remove the complete key value pair. Okay, so after removing Canada, what will happen is the value would be India and Delhi, and then this is your value, and then USA is the key, Washington DC is the value. You have removed Canada, so the complete key value would be removed, and then it is checking, does the country capital contains USA? Yes, it is going to give you true. And then you have key set and values. This is very important methods. Key set will give you all the keys that is available in this map. Okay, so what keys do we have? What are the keys do we have in this map?
India,
New
USA,
Delhi,
and
Washington.
India and USA, because we removed Canada. So
Yeah.
there is no more Canada. And country capital dot values will give you all the values. Okay. So it will give you Delhi and Washington, DC. Then if you want to, this I'm not going to teach you because we're going to talk about loops, but just to understand what this is doing for country capital dot of key set. Okay. So this country capital dot key set is going to give me a list of keys. So what is the key I have? List of keys. So list of keys is India, and there was USA. So I am saying string C colon this list. So if I have, this is a enhanced for loop. This is a kind of for loop, and this is very, very popular. And this is a loop that you will use a lot. So we are saying string C. So this is your list. Okay, this is your list. And C, it is going over this list. Okay, so the first time C is pointing to India. Okay, then you're saying country would be C. So country C is what? India. First time in the first iteration, because loop runs multiple times, right? Until the whole collection is empty, or until it has gone over each element of the collection, it will keep iterating. Then it is saying country capital dot of get C. So what this now? What is country capital dot of India? It's
Yeah.
Delhi. Delhi. So it's going to give you Delhi here. Then automatically C will point to the next element, which is USA. So then USA, what is the get of USA? Is Washington, DC. So you are printing each key value of this map one by one using this enhanced for loop. Did everybody understood this loop? Country capital dot key set is going to give you the keys of the map. Okay. And then you are using, and you know each key is of the type string because you have defined it earlier that key is also of the type string, and value you have also specified is of the type string. So first time C will be pointed to the first element in the list, which is India. Then it is going to say country India, and then capital of the country is what is available at India? Delhi. Then it will go to the next element in that list, which is USA. So country would be USA, capital would be Washington, DC. And the same clear method is there to clear all the elements of that map. So nothing is going to be printed. So is everybody clear on this particular program?
Yeah, for in the for loop, it returns the key with the value, right? Both of them.
No. So if you're using a key set, so there are two methods. Key set is going to give you the list of keys, and this values will give you all the values that are available in the map. Okay. So here, this key set is only going to give you the keys. Then using that key, you are able to fetch the value part of that map. So when you say over here, I said country capital dot of get USA. So it gave you Washington, DC. Same thing is country capital dot got C. C at first time is going to be called India. Then it is going to give you Delhi. Next time C is equals to USA. So it is going to give you Washington, DC.
Right. But what is the return of this system debug? Is it like India plus Delhi, or is
Yes, so it would be like
different?
this. It would be
Okay.
India. So it would be like this. It is just not returning, it is printing something. So country, India, then comma, capital, then these this one would be there. Capital is Delhi, and then it will do have another statement, country. It will say USA, comma, capital, colon, Washington, DC. This is going to be what this for loop is going to return.
Okay.
Return means it's going to print. Okay, and then clear method will wipe out everything, and this would be just an empty map. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run this. Okay, and so you can see here, debug. So first time, Canada, it gave you a complete key value. And you can see here the order doesn't matter. Canada, Ottawa, India is New Delhi, and USA is Washington, D.C. Capital of USA, it gave you Washington, D.C. because you did .get of USA. So it gave you Washington, D.C. Then they updated the capital of India from New Delhi to just Delhi. After removing Canada, you only left with two. It removed the complete key value pair of Canada. Contains USA, yes, so it gives you true. All the keys, you can see here, the keys it returned was India and USA. All the values are Delhi, Washington, DC. Then country it printed was India, capital Delhi, then USA, capital Washington, DC. After you have removed it, it basically emptied out the map. Is everybody clear on the different methods that are available in the map, and why do we use map?
I have one question. Will they, using these types of methods, will they always be static? They will not be non-static at all when
See
they're run?
see here, these methods,
Yeah.
or you're
Yes.
talking about the methods over here?
Well, yeah, the methods that we're running underneath there would then, when we run a class like this, would it always be a static void
Okay.
run or no?
No. This method could be anything. This is just for me to call. This method
Okay.
could be a non-static, static, but it is easier. I could have made it a non-static. I'm just trying not to create an object. That's why I'm calling this. And
Okay.
these methods basically would be how they have been defined, and these are non-static. Get of USA, it's a non-static method because
Okay.
you're calling it on the country capital, which is if the type map. You're not saying map dot get USA, you're saying the using the variable name here.
Okay.
So these methods, these methods, majority of them are non-static.
Static.
You can see
Okay.
here, this is non-static. Contains keys, again, a non-static method. So all of these are non-static. This is the method I've declared static. But so right now I'm just teaching you the building blocks. Once we start putting things together, then you will understand how each thing is working. Right now you're learning everything at a single unit. Once you
Okay.
combine a couple of things together, then you will see the glimpse of real world.
Okay.
Okay, but it's not going to get too complicated because we are building from the ground up. It will become easier once you get a hang of it. Okay, so this method can be anything. The reason I created it as static method because I just don't want to create an object, and I just created it based on that. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's go ahead and do a couple more examples, and you have to tell me the results of this. Okay. There's one person doing all the talking. I want somebody else to give me what this is doing.
It's
Anybody wants to take a lead at this one?
it's
Yes.
it's pulling the first and last name from contact.
Very good. And then what is it? What is the limit 3 things? What do you think of the limit 3?
So it will give us the top 3 records
Very
from
good. So it is going to give you, it's not going to give you I don't know if it's going to give you
first
top 3, but it's going to give you 3
first 3.
records.
Yeah, 3 records.
Okay.
Yeah, first 3.
3
Yeah.
records. So now what are you doing? You're storing it into what? Automatically you're creating a list out of it. And what is the name of the list? Contacts. Okay, and then what is going on? What is in this for loop?
We are iterating over through this contact list and printing the first name.
Very good. Just the first name. So first time, let's say we had John, last name is Maxwell. Then you have Hemant, the last name is Kumar. Then you have Ravi, last name is Singh. So it is not going to give you first and last name. It is just going to give you the first name. So this, and this. So this is how you will use a list. You will basically not going to create a list of fruits. You're going to create something like this. Hey, retrieve those records from the database, put it into this list, and I'm iterating over these contacts. Now over here inside of this loop, you can update the first name of each of those contacts, and then you can write a single DML statement to update all those contacts at once. Okay, you can do whatever in this for loop. I'm just writing a simple debug statement, but you can be updating the contact information inside of this And then you can have a single insert on update on contacts, and it will update all those contact records. Don't worry about it if you didn't understand, but everybody understood this for loop?
Deepika, may I have a permission to ask this?
Yeah.
So, like in the for loop contact, C colon contacts, we have written, right? So, can
Yes.
you please put light on that same? Like, can you explain that thing?
Okay.
Like,
So first of all, did you understand this query, right? Select
yes,
ID, first name. So it returned you 3 contacts. Okay.
yes,
And
Deepika.
let's say it returned you this ID is this, first name and last name. Okay, ID is, let's say, XX, first name is Hemant. I'm just using this as a common name, last name Kumar. Then you have YY, John, uh, Sam, I don't know. And then ZZ is going to be Ram and Singh. Okay, so this is your contacts. Now you are saying for contact C means for this whole thing, it is saying assume putting into a variable C at a time. This whole thing. So first time the counter is pointing to the first record. And then you're saying contact, this is going to be displayed as it is C. So C dot of first name is what? So this out of this whole thing. So this is the whole record is a C. Because list of contact, so each contact, this is one contact, this is second contact, this is third contact. Then you're saying for contact C means I'm iterating over each element in this list, and for each record I am storing into this variable called C. What is the type of C? Type of the C is contact.
The object, right,
That
Deepika?
object, yes, that
Okay,
contact object that you have. Okay, contact record. Think of it like contact record. So C holds the complete contact record. So first time C is pointing to this record, this whole
got
record.
it. Hmm.
So C dot of first name would be what?
Hemant,
Very good. Then C will be pointing to this record. Then C dot first name would be what?
John,
Okay, then C would be pointing to this record. So C dot of first name would be what?
Ram.
Okay, so then it will print contact Hemant, then contact John, then contact Ram.
So
So,
Deepika, contact, I understood like contact. See, it means it is pointing the table like
hmm,
whatever the object is there, and we are putting that reference as a C, like it is going to take record by record. That's what I understood.
exactly. Yeah.
So
So
the
what did you not
colon,
understand?
so Deepika, colon contacts were written, right? So contacts is pointing to that list.
Complete list. This whole thing. This is whole thing it is pointing to.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
this is whatever you retrieved from here. It is pointing to this whole structure of table, and one record at a time. It is going over that row one record at a time.
okay.
Okay.
So like, this is the format we have to use the for loop, Deepika. Like
Yes.
there is no
Majority of the
counter and
time, this
something.
is the for loop you're going to be using.
Okay,
And this context is nothing but this variable name.
okay,
Okay,
got
so
it.
whatever the variable name you have specified here, you're saying I am iterating over this list of contacts.
So Deepika, like here I have one more question. Like, how would I know how many records are there? Like, uh, I have to iterate. Like, how many times this loop is going to run?
That you don't have to worry about. It will run as long as there are elements in this contacts.
Okay,
Right now, you know, because you had a limit here, it's 3. But even if you don't know, it is going to iterate over all the contacts that are available in your
database. Okay.
database. But
Mm,
usually you're going to have a where clause saying, hey, where last updated by or so and so. So you will only fetch those records which either got recently updated or was updated by a certain individual. So you'll have a where clause to reduce those number. But you don't have to worry about how many times the loop ran. It will run for every contact that is available in this list.
awesome. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Mm.
Now, next one, guys, somebody else has to answer me. What is this going to give? This is another very common thing you're going to be using.
Select ID from account. So selecting is mapping an account limit 3.
Okay, so what is it doing? What is this doing? And I have, look at the whole syntax. Map is bundled with this query and it is closed here.
So the key will be ID and value will be name.
Key would be ID, absolutely. But the
And
value would be account. So
account.
value would be the whole combination, ID comma name.
Okay.
Okay. This, because if you see here, it's not, if I was using value just as the name, then it would be string. I'm using account. So whatever ID becomes the key and ID comma name is the value. Like basically this whole account record. This becomes your account record and only you have fetched ID. Now, if you had fetched other stuff, so give me another field, account name dot of type. I think there is a field called type. Is it industry? I think industry. So now this one ID would be the key, and then this whole thing will become your map. Then what is happening here?
So it will give name and industry for the first 3 rows.
So what is this going to give me?
List
ID.
of IDs.
List of IDs. Excellent. It is going to give me list of IDs. Okay. Then I am saying system.debug account map, which is this, dot get key dot of name. So first time, what will be the key?
The first ID.
Very good. And it is giving
It
you
will return the name.
the name of that account.
Yeah.
Then
it will return second key and
okay,
second
then third. And it'll point to the six. So let's say there were 3 accounts. One was Burlington. Then you have United something, and then let's say you have Apex. These were the 3 accounts you had, and this was the ID XYZA. So now first time this ID, this key was pointing to this XX. So account map dot key set will give you all the keys. So you're going over XX, XY, and ZA. Then account map dot get. So dot get of XX, what is going to give you this whole thing?
return.
And you're saying dot of name. So this will give you just Burlington. Similarly, next time key will be pointing to XY. So XY account map dot get of XY is going to give you this whole thing. And then you're saying, give me the name. So it'll give you this United. Similarly, next time the key would be ZA, and then it will give you the Apex, the name part of this. So if I go ahead and execute this, let's see what's going on. You can see here Acme, Salesforce.com, and sample account for entitlements. So these are the 3 accounts that it retrieved. Similarly, this is one more I will ask. Okay, somebody else has to take the lead at this one. What you have to explain to me every statement one by one. This is the last one for today.
Because the map previous one was not clear to me. Sorry
I
for
think
that.
this TP you have to post it on the class, right?
What is it?
So you posted on the anonymous window, right? This one?
Yeah.
But this has to be in the class.
No, it doesn't. I see.
Okay.
If you just want to quickly test something, you can put it into a static method and all that. But I'm just testing few things here directly. You can do it in anonymous window also.
Okay.
Okay. So, Tipti, I'll come back to you in a minute. Let me first explain this one. So, what's going on here, guys? Now, this is getting a little bit complex. So, what I'm creating?
So it's creating a map, industry contacts with string and list of contacts.
Okay, so this is a map. Okay, so then we have a list of contacts, and then string is the key.
String is
Okay. Okay. Now, then what I'm saying?
then you're creating a list of
Hmm.
contacts, and then you're running the DML, that ID, first name, account, industry from
This
contact.
is not a DML. This is a select statement. This is an SQL query. DML is when you inserting, updating something. This is a simple select statement. So what am I doing here?
You are fetching the records from the contact object, ID,
Very good.
name, and industry,
Hmm.
wherever industry is null. So
Yeah. So
the
this is
condition,
account out of industry. So you're fetching the parent account industry.
yeah.
Okay. So then, so this is a list of contacts. So list of contacts is basically give me all the contacts where the industry is not empty.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Then you're running the loop for
Mhm.
all the contacts in the list one by one,
Very good. Very good.
and then you're getting the industry,
Mhm.
and if industry is
Where is industry contacts?
It's a map.
It's a map
yeah.
here.
The
Okay.
map,
Okay.
yeah.
Then
Okay, yeah. So from the map, you're getting the if it's has the key that contains key.
Mhm. So
If
what do you
that
think? Let's say, what do you think output of this would look like?
So
If
we
I say
need to
system.debug, what
we
will be?
we'll have all the contacts which has the industry.
So output would be
Name from
it
industry
would be an
contact.
industry
Okay,
name,
so
and the corresponding contact that we fetched in the line number 2.
We are using
only will give
industry
you
as
one
the key.
industry?
We are
No,
using
it will be
industry as
list of.
key.
It will be map, right? It will be list
Yeah.
of industry, right?
So let's say we have technology, then let's say we have retail, and let's say we have education. Let's say these are the industry we pulled up. So then what will be the value?
So each contacts in that industry, like
Excellent. So it'll have a list of contacts that are belonging to this industry. So retail will be those contacts which belong to retail. Education, those contacts which belongs to education. So here, what you're checking if industry contacts dot contains key industry, means let's say the first time the industry is technology. If it doesn't contains key, so if industry contacts dot contains key industry, so if this one is present, if it is not present, it is going to put it that particular industry, and it will create a new list of contact. It will create a list of technology, and it will add that contact. If it is there, then it is just going to append into that list of contacts and add that corresponding to that list. So if it is for the first time, it will go inside of this if block. If let's say this is how it's going to happen. So let's say we have, let me first give you the output, so that way it'll become clear. So the output will look something like this. Manufacturing, you have these contacts. Okay. There is only one, probably one. Wait a minute. Let's see how many this return. Guys, just hold on for a minute. I'm almost done for today. I'm trying to see. Oh, so there's only 2 accounts. That's the problem. So tomorrow, run this code in your own org, because I only had 2 contacts, so I couldn't explain to you. But if you had, let's say, one manufacturing industry, then retail, so it's basically creating a map of industry and then the contacts that belong to that same industry. Okay. So how this code is working? So first time, industry contacts is blank. Okay. Then it figured out the industry context dot contains key industry. Industry is manufacturing, let's say. Okay. So right now we don't have any contact which belongs to manufacturing. So what it'll do, it doesn't contains the key. So it will industry dot contains key manufacturing. This is going to give you false. Then not of false will be true. So it will come here. It will say put industry. It will put manufacturing, and it will put your contact one corresponding to that. Then it will go to the next contact. Let's say the next contact is C2. Now C2 industry is also manufacturing. Okay. Now industry context, does it contain manufacturing? Yes, it does. So it will not go inside of this if, it will come here. It will say industry contact get of industry. So it will give you what? It will give you C1. And to this list, it will add another C, which is nothing but your C2. So now you will have, for manufacturing, you have contact number C1, comma, contact number C2. Next time, if it looked at the third contact, the industry was retail. You don't have any industry in this map. So it will go ahead and create a retail, and it will go inside of this if, and it will add C3 into this retail industry. Then it will go for C4. C4 again is retail. Then it won't go inside of this if, it will come out of this, and it will do this, and then it will do C3 comma C4. So it will create a map of industry versus their contacts. Everybody clear?
Yes.
Okay. So today's topic, is everybody clear on the collections? We talked about list, we talked about set, we talked about map. And how is the update on the assignment that I gave you guys? If you have not done it, you still have a couple of days to finish it.
Yes, I'm still working on it.
Okay. Okay. Any doubts on the assignment?
So not on the assignments, Deepika, but for the sessions, right? Recording an assignment, it would be good if you can upload it just after the session.
Okay,
Because
guys,
I told you
it's just
earlier
that it's
also.
9 o'clock. What happens is I cannot upload the video right away because the video takes some bit of processing. That takes another 20-30 minutes, and then it gets uploaded. But I can probably give you the assignment for this now. I will upload it into the sheet. But recording, you probably have to wait.
Sure, Deepika, if you can upload assignments also, that is also fine.
Yeah, assignment, I will upload it right away. I'm sorry, I completely forgot about it yesterday, but I will do it today.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.